out-of-body experience.
Welcome to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast.
Welcome back to the Brothers Wrestling Podcast with your host, Logan and
Hayden.
And we bring you WrestleMania 42 Night 2 recap. Much better show. Night 2 than Night 1. A lot better wrestling matches, a lot better just overall production, and the matches were a little bit longer, and it was a lot better show. Night 2 was amazing.
Yeah, it was more what I was excited for anyway. It had the better matches, I thought, anyway, but yeah, definitely a better show overall. Better quality of matches. You get the ladder match, which everybody loves. It's hard to have a bad ladder match. You had the Battle of the Beast, the Ruler, and Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. And then you had the main event everyone was looking forward to.
Yes. So we kicked off Night 2 of WrestleMania with Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. And it went a little bit like how we predicted. It wasn't a full-on squash, but Brock gave Oba some moves. Oba kind of no-sold him a little bit. He sold him a little bit more. He took some punishment, but in the end, it was a choke slam and a fall from grace, and Brock Lesnar goes down. 1, 2, 3. Obafemi has beaten Brock Lesnar.
That was a good match.
It was a good match.
They let Oba show some vulnerability, which was good. He had a little bit of doubt that he was going to get beat there.
You had doubt. I didn't have
You
doubt.
never know. So with Brock, you never know what's going to happen. So.
And then we got a surprise of all surprises. Brock Lesnar takes off the gloves, takes off the shoes, and calls it a career. At least that's what we think.
I mean, that was all that was implied.
Yeah.
He was showing a lot of emotion.
On the broadcast, they put up a little thing that says future uncertain. Yeah. So,
in my opinion, he's probably done. There might be do some kind of weird little angle where Gunther convinces Heyman to...
Maybe that's what the favor is.
Yeah, to get him to come to SummerSlam for his final match, but it looked like, if you're looking at it like what all traditional wrestling is, then that was a retirement. And
he went out putting the big guy over.
Yeah, he went out putting him over. He deserved the chance. They were chanting for him. But yeah, it was weird. It was crazy to see that. No one was expecting
I didn't expect it. No.
But it was good to see him have that moment and get it from the fans. He was showing a lot of emotion out there, crying, and
yeah, it definitely felt pretty real. I don't know if Heyman knew about it. Maybe they told him backstage, like right before they went out. But
yeah, it was pretty shocking to everyone. I mean, the announcers really didn't even know what was going on, so it might have just been a spur of the moment thing by Brock too. It's hard.
Maybe,
to tell,
yeah, true.
He's unpredictable.
He kind of does his own thing. So. That was a pretty good match, and as we all predicted, or at least all we hoped was going to happen, was Oba's going to win that match, and now we'll see where Oba goes from here. Hopefully the World Championship picture is where he goes, but we'll see.
Yeah, he should probably get another decent feud before that.
Maybe.
And, I mean, there's too many guys that are in that spot. There's plenty of guys to give him a good feud that he could go up against right now, so he could have a nice little... It doesn't have to be a second-tier title feud. But he could find a guy that have a nice co-main event feud with
Finn Balor
before he goes up against.
Although they're both faces.
The main eventers. So
yeah, he could do that. And then we get the second match that was on regular worldwide ESPN, free ESPN, and that was the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. And this ladder match was pretty good. I mean, there was some crazy spots. Javon Evans was going absolutely insane with some of the moves he was hitting. Rusev had some crazy spots. The Rey Mysterio launching senton thing that he did through the ladder was crazy. JD took a nasty destroyer off a ladder onto another ladder. That was disgusting. Javon hit an OG cutter on Rusev. That was pretty crazy, even though Rusev jumped into it off the ladder for no reason. I understand why he did it. I'm just saying, like, in kayfabe, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, you don't know. Maybe he thought he could take him out trying to jump at him. You don't know what he's thinking.
But all the spots were good. Unfortunately, JD and Dragon Lee got the jobber entrances on WrestleMania, which is kind of insane. And Rusev. Rusev got one too. But Dragon Lee had the big wings. I saw a picture of it. He had a bit like big wings for his entrance. Didn't even get to show them off.
Well, it's all the ads that were going on. There's like 10 minutes ads between each match.
This was a pretty rough WrestleMania in terms of watching ads and everything.
So, yeah, if that's going to be the way it is for all of them in the future, then we're going to have to, as fans...
I haven't noticed it that much in the other ESPN pay-per-views, but...
This one was bad.
This one was really bad.
Non-stop.
It was like 6 minutes ads.
But you get a great ladder match. It felt real old school ladder match. You had a lot of great spots. You had a lot of high...
Well, and you got Javon Evans in there, and you got the Luchadors in there.
Yep, you had a lot of good spots in it, so it was nice to see. It's nice to see Ray, he felt
Ray looked pretty good.
He looked good out there, so... Proving why he
the past couple of
need to retire
times The past couple of times Ray's been out there, he's looked a little sluggish and old. But this time he looked pretty
He
good.
is old.
Yeah, I know he is old.
But he looked good out there. He had some good spots. He got a few good his 619s in through the ladder at
That
one
was a cool
point.
one. Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good match. It was nice to see Penta win though.
Yeah,
Because
Penta needed to win that.
you want to see him keep building up. He could be a superstar.
Hmm.
So you want to see him keep building up the momentum here and see where he goes after this. So
And then we get to the main card on ESPN Unlimited, and we have the United States Championship. Sami Zayn defends against Trick Williams. Sami Zayn comes out first and gets booed, heavily booed. Although they were still doing the "Let's Go" with his entrance music.
yeah, you got to. It's like when they boo Cody.
Yeah, and then they still do the "Whoa."
You have to do it.
But Sammy worked heel in this match.
Oh yeah, he was totally the heel
Yeah.
in this match.
And Trick comes out with Lil Yachty bringing him down. He's got the long like train on his coat, like a wedding dress veil thing. It was amazing. It was fantastic. And I saw a video afterwards. There was like 12 different people trying to clean it up off the ramp.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah,
So
but
Trick showed out.
it did. I don't want to say it didn't surprise me, but it kind of took me a little aback that Sammy was working heel in that. We didn't get the official double heel turn like I was double turn like I was predicting, but I think we might get that soon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was working heel in terms of he's
No,
a heel
yeah,
in the match,
but it was like Rock Hogan. They change when the crowd decides what they are.
But yeah, he's been doing that the last few weeks and with the beating Carmella too
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's a weird angle. Like none of it really made sense. Like you really could have just put Trick out there with Carmelo and it would have been fine.
I think that's why they didn't though. I think because how the crowd was getting behind Carmelo in his title run. I think they didn't want to have two guys that the crowd was so behind.
Yeah, but
I
Trick
think that's
was
why.
still the heel.
True.
That's why I don't get why you put it in
I
with all the Sammy mess.
I don't know.
You could have had Sammy do anything else.
Maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe they wanted the crowd to turn on Sammy so that they could eventually turn him heel because he was so beloved.
Yeah, no, it's hard to tell. That was a weird.
They'll talk about it on Unreal. We'll figure it out.
Great.
But it was a good match, and Trick Williams becomes the new United States champion, as we all predicted, is all we hoped would happen, just like the Oba thing.
Yep.
And now we get to see the rise of Trick Williams, see where he goes, who his first rivalry is. Maybe it's going to be an NXT call-up. That'd be pretty cool if they do like a Raw after Mania, somebody, or SmackDown after Mania, I guess. Somebody comes up from the NXT roster and challenges Trick, and he's the new champion, or the new challenger. Or it's just Carmelo.
Yeah, probably. I could see him going to Carmelo route. I could see him keep doing something with Sammy. I could also see. I don't know if he's going to keep doing the open challenge.
Probably not. Not with Trick, I don't think.
But yeah,
I think Mello did
see him
say
do a lot of different things.
I think Mello did say that if Trick wins, he's coming after him. So
yeah, that's what he got called whatever he got called by Yachty, and then he called Yachty the gingerbread short guy.
Oh, right.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens there. It'll be interesting where Trick goes here, and if he's going to be a face or if he's going to be a heel.
I hope he becomes a face. He's too loved to not become a face. So.
Yeah, but
and he can still be himself.
Some of the best heels are the ones that people like the best. So.
But his personality is can work either way. It's not like he has to change that much.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
And then we get the Demon returning. And I talked about how I wanted it to be. I would have preferred if they had it a surprise, if they would have just booked it Balor versus Dom, and then all of a sudden Dom comes out, and then all of a sudden the heartbeat starts playing, and we hear the Demon back. But they advertised it, and it was still cool. I mean, the Demon entrance was amazing, and the whole match was good. They turned it into a street fight. They announced that on the pre-show. So,
Dom was whining.
So I mean, the match was good. There were some cool spots in there, and then in the end, Dom gets hit with a coup de grace through a table for the win. What?
I said, of course.
Yeah, and Finn Balor gets the win. The Demon finally gets to win on a WrestleMania, and maybe they'll bring it back now. Not as often, I would hope, but like for certain special moments, and he'll actually win those matches.
Yeah, and I can see now, kind of that being the end of Finn versus Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
I can see Finn going. I could even see him having a feud with Penta as two faces going after the Intercontinental. Just
wouldn't mind it.
Good matches, having solid matches against each other. So I don't think he's getting anywhere near the main event anymore.
Poor Finn.
At least right now, you'd have to build that character back up, but. When you got the Demon,
I'd love to see Finn with the world title. He's not going to be Roman, but I'd love to see him with the world title.
No, but
Then we had the WWE Women's Championship match. Jade Cargill defends against Rhea Ripley. And I mean, the entrances tonight felt way better than last
It
night's.
felt
I
more
mean, Rollins'
spectacular.
entrance was really good last night, and there was a couple entrances last night that were pretty good. Cody's entrance was obviously pretty good. Orton's was decent. McAfee's, but then tonight it felt like every entrance that they showed was like one of the best. All of them were really good. And Jade's was amazing with it. She came out with like this huge outfit. I don't even know what it was. Just a huge outfit on. Then Rhea had like this insane asylum inspired gear. Is what they said on the broadcast. It was like this all white thing with it looked like a straitjacket almost.
Yeah.
It was cool. And then in the end, with a little bit of help from Io Sky taking out B-Fab and Michin, Rhea Ripley beats Jade Cargill and wins the women's championship.
Yep. I mean, it's kind of what we all expected. Um, I kind of thought there for a second that they were going Jade when
It
she
looked like
reversed
just a
it,
second, yeah.
and I thought she was going to get her there, but yeah. I mean, Rhea's. I mean, they coined it on the show tonight. She's been the Miss WrestleMania
Yep.
for them
Miss WrestleMania. I thought it was gonna be Bianca, but it's Rhea.
since 2020. She's been dominating
Hmm.
WrestleMania. So, I mean, it's hard to say that there's anyone. I know. I mean, I know she hasn't won every single one, but like Shawn Michaels, she has one of the best matches of the night every single time she's out there. I wouldn't put this one as a top match.
It's good.
It was a good match though.
Jade did good.
Solid match. Jade pulled out what she needed to pull out, and it was a solid match. So I mean, that's what you get with Rhea.
Hmm.
It's really hard to give a match with Rhea and have any duds.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have a decent style match every single time out there. So yeah, it
And
was good.
And
So,
then in the end, Io gets in the ring and they celebrate. And I didn't hear this actually on the show. I heard it. I saw it on Twitter. Somebody was talking about it. They said that Rhea on the camera had said she got the title and got the girl. So,
well,
so
that's gonna be fun to see where that story goes too.
I hope it leads to a SummerSlam like I keep talking about, where Rhea finally gets the win over Io. And it doesn't have to be Io turns. It could just be friendly competition and
Yeah.
Rhea finally wins.
Because I feel like they still got to finish up that Io and Asuka storyline.
Yeah, they do. And I think they're going to lead that into probably Backlash
I'm
or
sure-
Clash in Italy and all that kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
and I'm sure Rhea's gonna keep doing Jade's storyline for a little bit here.
Well, now she got to be on SmackDown. Io's on Raw.
Yeah,
So.
so they could be split, and then maybe somehow they get over to the same brand again, and they kind of do that feud. That'd be nice to see them have that feud again. Because really, the last time they tried to do that feud, they really didn't get a huge chance to do it one on one. It was kind of like they had the match, and then they had the interruption and all that stuff with Naomi. So it would be nice to see them kind of pull that out as a nice long standing feud for the future.
Yeah.
Those are two of the top females in the company right now, so let them go after each other, especially with the personal stuff and everything. That would be one of the better feuds WWE would have going for them. So,
And then we get to the main event. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. You're right.
Skip a
I
pin.
forgot about the seg. They don't usually do segments like that, so I forgot. We had John Cena come out to do his host duties where he announced the crowd for tonight. It was like 55,000 something.
Yeah.
And then we get, as he was about to leave, we get the Miz and Kit Wilson interrupted him saying Miz needs his WrestleMania moment. He was denied last year. He's been denied before. He wants his WrestleMania moment. So he gets in the ring, him and Kit, and they start talking to John Cena. Cena shakes Miz's hand and then doesn't know who Kit Wilson is. Makes sense.
Makes sense.
But then we get Danhausen.
Yeah, we knew it was coming.
We had to get Danhausen. They teased Danhausen and Cena when Danhausen said that he wanted to meet John Cena, and so we kind of knew that was going to happen. They wouldn't have teased it if it wasn't going to happen. So the entrance of Danhausen was kind of amazing. It's a bunch of these little people. Now they did say the M word on the show because Michael Cole said that he was allowed to say it. They told him he could say it, so he got the pass.
got
But
the
I'm not
pass.
going to say it. I didn't get the pass. So
Just a little bit.
yeah, so they had some Danhausen little people, little Hausens, on the stage, and then they come down, and then Danhausen has I don't know just some sort of vehicle. I
It's
don't,
like a Jeep.
yeah, like a Jeep vehicle that he open top Jeep vehicle that he was driving down to the ring down the ramp. And you know what? I don't want to walk down that ramp. I'd rather drive down it.
Makes sense.
So he gets in the ring. The little people get into the ring, and we get a great segment with how Danhausen, Cena, and Miz and Wilson, because Danhausen shakes John Cena's hand, and we get "You Can't See Me," and then we get Miz yelling at the Little Hausens, and Danhausen tells one of the little Housens to go get Miz or go get Kit Wilson
Yeah, take
because
out Kit.
Kit Wilson tells him that he's toxic, the little Housens, and so the little Housen, one of them punches Kit Wilson in the junk, and he goes down, and Miz is freaking out. Cena's laughing in the
They
background.
dogpile him.
They dogpile.
They dogpile Kit Wilson.
They dogpile Kit Wilson. He gets out of the ring. Miz is throwing some of the little Housens down, and then Danhausen punches Miz in the junk.
Yep.
And then Miz goes down. Danhausen teases a "you can't see me" a five knuckle shuffle, and then he does it, and then he curses Miz, and then hits the five knuckle shuffle. And it was fantastic, tremendous segment.
Yeah, and then you get the botch at the end.
What was the botch?
You don't remember the botch? Once Miz is out of the ring.
Oh right, they were gonna carry the little Housens.
No, they carry the little Housens carry Miz out.
Yes.
They're carrying him out, and then they were supposed to. Danhausen's supposed to disappear.
Oh right.
And
He's through the smoke
barely
thing.
comes off,
Yeah.
and right because he like does the "you can't see me" to Cena,
And then the smoke appears, and he's supposed to disappear.
and he just stands there, and then he just like
And then he
runs
runs-
away,
he
and
runs
gets
away,
out of the
gets-
ring, and
goes-
all the little Housens get out of the ring, and everyone watches the whole thing.
He's fantastic.
And then Cena just starts laughing. He can't stop laughing.
Danhausen is perfect. There's literally nothing wrong with Danhausen. He's so good at the WWE style comedy.
Yeah.
Like he's nailed it already. He's been here for like 2 months. He's nailed it already.
Plus, he has the great ability that if something like that happens where it
Yeah,
does kind
it's
of
just
slip,
goofy.
it doesn't matter.
That's what he is.
It's just funny. And
The camera's already caught him running away
Yeah.
when he's not supposed to. So
Yeah, so it's just funny. It's like, oh god.
yeah, it's just a little pitiful smoke screen thing, and it,
He just stares at Cena like, oops, and then he just runs away.
classic Danhausen stuff.
stuff. Good
So
stuff.
I apologize for forgetting that. How could I forget that? That was fantastic. Now we get the main event, and it was a main event of all main events.
That's good.
CM Punk and Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. Roman surprisingly comes out first, but it's because they had something bigger for Punk. So,
He's not the champ either.
true, but Roman always comes out last. So Roman comes out, and I'm hearing that he brought back. I mean, it sounded like it. They're saying that he's bringing back his OG theme, his OG Tribal Chief theme. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what was playing at the entrance.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Roman had his typical spectacular entrance. If you haven't seen it or you didn't watch it, missed it, go back and just look it up on Twitter. It's fantastic. Yeah, I mean it's Roman Reigns. Of course, there's going to be a lot of aura. So he comes down. He's got the gold punch or gold glove, and he's got the gold shoes and everything. He comes down, and then we get CM Punk's entrance music, and he brings back the Ring of Honor entrance, the AEW entrance. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the thing. Is it Miseria Kintari? I don't know how to say. I apologize for not knowing how to say it, but he brings that back basically, and he comes out. There's a video package playing while he's doing it. It was really, really awesome. And he comes back. He's got a jacket that has a lot of meaning to it. It's got Larry on the front. He's got some names of some WWE people on the side of his
passed away.
that have passed away. Yeah, and he has somebody from a band on the front. And then he goes down, and then the music stops, like the entrance stops. There's just total silence except for the crowd. He gets on the one knee, does his little clobbering time thing, then says the clobbering, and then it kicks into Cult of Personality. It was fantastic.
It was good.
It was awesome. And so Punk comes down to the ring. They do the entrances, they do the announcing, and then we get it was a little bit of a feeling out process. They were trash talking a little bit, staring at each other for a couple minutes, and then we get into the match. And the match was awesome. I love the match.
Yeah, it was a great match. I wouldn't say it's the best WrestleMania match I've ever seen.
No.
I wouldn't say it's...
Was it better than last year's Triple Threat?
No.
No? Ooh.
No. But I would like Seth Rollins.
True.
And I think Seth Rollins made that match last year. But this match, what I like about it is that it was just two guys beating the crap out
That
of
hate each other.
that don't like each other, and they ended it with just two guys. You know,
There was no celebrities.
So, what's the right word? Just bogged down
Yeah.
with guys coming in, interrupting.
Yeah, no-
every main event,
No
there's
shenanigans.
interruptions,
No Usos. No
finishing
bloodline.
refs, all that crap.
No ref bumps. There was no ref bumps.
And finally, you get just two guys going out there beating the crap out of each other. You get so many great spots. You get them playing off each other in terms of using each other's moves. You get the Punk elbow through the table.
That was awesome. Punk was bleeding.
Punk getting hit with the steel steps right in the head was a good spot when he's upside down. You get the great spot where they do which Roman and him love this spot. They must talk about this every time
They did it in the triple threat
because
at least 3 times.
he hits him with the GTS.
Bounces off the
He goes
ropes,
down to his knees, and then Roman bounces off the ropes,
falls onto the
backhand on
shoulders,
top of him.
unconscious.
But then that all leads to Punk running out of energy and passing, like not passing out, but falling
Collapsing.
down, collapsing. Yep.
Roman falls off,
And then Roman falls off, which leads to the spear.
runs the ropes,
Yep.
boom.
Ends it with the spear, and Roman Reigns picks up the world title, his first world heavyweight
Yep,
title.
of that world title, yep.
So that was huge. Now Roman's back as the head of the table. He's the OTC. We'll see where that goes. Who they're gonna kind of put in with him?
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't seem like Punk's gonna be around.
I mean,
Right
he might not be back. He might come back tomorrow for Raw, but he might take a little bit of time off. He's been on every Raw for a while, so he might take a little bit of time off, maybe with AJ.
I don't know if I see him going into like the typical WWE 3.
Yeah, no, I don't think he gets a rematch right away. I don't know who they would go for a match with Roman with though. Like I'm assuming he's not going to defend at Backlash, and although it's in Tampa, isn't he from Tampa or he's around there?
He's been down
Pensacola. He's from Pensacola.
So,
So I mean, maybe he comes for Backlash and does it, but I doubt it.
well, now with the whole Cody Rhodes thing,
Yeah, with the orbital bone.
Where
Yeah,
you go.
we didn't talk about that. We didn't know about it when we did the recap of night one. Cody Rhodes actually has a broken orbital bone in his is his left eye. I think it's his left eye, and the timetable for him, like what's going to happen with him, we don't know. We'll figure it out on SmackDown or on Raw, either one.
Yeah, they'll probably tell us on SmackDown.
And so he could be out for a while. That could be like a serious injury. I don't know. Rhea, when she had her orbital bone injury, she was gone for like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we'll see what they do there. They could do something where they vacate the title. They could do something where
that'd be a salty way to end what they did with Orton.
they could have something where they do. Well, I mean, Orton can say that he took. I mean, he did the same thing when he beat John Cena. He took out Cena, and then Vince gave him the title. So
One thing that we didn't talk about that I missed, and I'm mad that I missed it, when Cody did that backdrop on Orton and he laid on his back and it looked like he hurt, and then he swung at him.
oh, yeah.
They did that callback to Kennedy. That was the Kennedy callback when Kennedy hurt Orton.
That's true.
Yeah, but I didn't catch it on the show.
That's true. That was kind of like that. So
So that was pretty cool.
yeah, it's just one of those things where you're just like, I don't know what they're going to end up doing with Cody now that he's hurt.
Yeah.
And Roman's been a semi part timer.
Yes, they got two champions.
Who's going to really be the champs after this? But
You got Penta.
it's going to be interesting how they build up to Backlash now, because it's going to be a weird style. They might try to convince Roman to stay around a little bit more than
maybe.
he wanted to keep the world title on the
Probably.
card.
That's probably where we get Io Asuka though. Is Backlash.
I heard that there was some idea that Gunther might be the one to
Yep,
go after
I've heard that too. Yep.
Roman, which I kind of would rather wait for a bigger.
No, not Backlash for that.
Yeah,
No.
but I don't know who you're gonna.
But
get
if you do that,
for-
you can't do that at Backlash because that'd be only a month reign for Roman. You can't have Roman lose to
Well,
because Gunther's got to win.
Well, you're not. Well, Gunther doesn't have to win.
He's got to win to keep up the aura of Gunther.
You can do a DQ finish. You can do something.
He's-
I'm just telling you. That,
You could do a DQ finish.
I'm just saying, if they're gonna make that a feud, I mean, one of them's got to lose.
They both can't lose.
So, and then you got Oba. So who knows?
Yeah, where's Oba go? Yeah,
But because Oba's on what? Is he on Raw? Or is he on
he's on. I'm pretty sure he's on Raw, but I don't think they ever really said. Yeah, I don't think they really ever said.
So, I mean, he could always go in and challenge Orton for the title. And
That'd be
make a
sick.
Title match at Backlash. Who knows?
That'd be amazing, actually.
Pat McAfee's probably gone now. So
Yeah, I mean, his wife posted on Instagram that he's officially done. So
you got Orton broken from the change, and you have him go up against Oba.
God, I hope he starts punting everybody.
Backlash. I mean, that could be something to do. Oba's got to go somewhere now, so
Yeah.
you might as well push it.
After retired Brock.
So you got Drew lost. So
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to talk about is where does Drew go? We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but
I mean, I guess you could go Fatu Orton if you want to go that route too. But
wouldn't mind that.
Drew's probably going away for a little bit. That's
I would think so.
So, but you're losing. So
Everybody's going away.
You got Cody who's hurt. You got
Roman part-time.
Roman's part-time. You got Punk might be leaving.
Probably.
He might not.
He might
I don't
not.
know. And then you got Orton was there still. But then if you got Drew leaving, you're really losing most of your main event players. And what Triple H say? He has no backup plan for any of that. So I don't know what you're gonna do after this. So
It'll be interesting to see. I'm excited for Monday Night Raw to see all the debuts. I'm assuming we're going to get a couple NXT call ups. I would think JC Jane is going to get called up. She kind of, it looked like she was having her last match in NXT. Excuse me, her last match in NXT when they did that last title thing, and she was kind of like saying goodbye to the fans. At least that's what it looked like. So I would assume JC Jane gets called up. Maybe Joe Hendry call up.
yeah, he was in the Battle Royal.
He
So it looks
wasn't.
like
He
he's
was in the
coming
Andre
out.
Battle Royal on
You
SmackDown.
got Royce Keys too. Who could do
Royce
some-
Keys.
I think he's going straight to the main event, but
I'd love it, but I don't think so either.
I think he's going as a face right now. So you really wouldn't want to put him like with Oba or somebody like that.
That'd be awesome, though.
That'd be awesome, but you need one of them to be
Yeah, yeah.
the heel character. But
I'd love to see Ethan Page and Ricky Saints come up, but I think they're still not done with Tony D down there in NXT. So we'll see. But I'm excited for some call ups, maybe some returns. We already saw Page return on WrestleMania. We saw who else returned. There was
Page returned. That's about it.
there was one other return. Why am I thinking?
Returned. I think anybody else
Maybe not.
returned.
I thought somebody else returned. Anyway, it's always Raw after WrestleMania and SmackDown after WrestleMania. SmackDown not so much, but Raw after WrestleMania usually is pretty crazy. Although the last couple years it's kind of been down, but maybe this year they'll pick it back up. They already screwed up all my ideas, so.
Well, shocker, you weren't right.
But that has been our recap for WrestleMania, both night 1 and night 2.
Yeah, not a top 10 for WrestleMania. I wouldn't-
But a better night 2 than it was night 1.
Oh, night 2 carried it.
I'd say probably 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10
On what?
on a scale of 10 for both nights, like all together.
Doing it all together?
Yeah.
Then I'd say about a 7. I was gonna say I'd probably
No, like 8 or 9 for night 2.
no. Stop. I'd put that as a 7.
Oh, okay.
Now I put night 2 or night 1. I put as a 6.
Okay.
I definitely didn't think it was that great. I'd put this one more as 7.5, maybe an 8. But you put it together, I'd say probably a 7.
That Danhausen segment, 10 out of 10.
But, okay, but yeah, I wouldn't put this in my top 10 WrestleMania.
No, probably
If
not.
I go back and rewatch this WrestleMania, would I just rewatch night 2? Probably. I don't know how much I'd go back to.
You might
rewatch
forget
night
about night 1 and then go back and watch it and be like, oh, yeah.
one. It sucked. That's what I'll say. Oh yeah, this did suck. That's right. So I don't know. You hope when you rewatch it too that you don't have 50-minute ads either. So I don't know how a rewatch.
I don't know. I haven't gone back and rewatched anything on ESPN that's been on there. So
So that kind of dampened it for you too, because you get all the energy from a match, and then you have 10 minutes of ads, and then you lose all the energy. So
and there was only like 5 matches on
I
the
feel bad for the fans, because what are the fans doing this whole time?
yeah, they're just sitting there
They're just sitting there.
watching the packages on the
It's
Trons.
It was just
Everything.
you lose all momentum. You want to go boom, 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 boom matches.
And no backstage
No
segments. Like,
but they don't do that.
no Ron Simmons.
They barely do backstage.
I
segments
know.
anymore anyway.
They do more on Raw and SmackDown, but
Yes.
I'd like to see some pay-per-view
If
backstage.
you're only going to give us 4 matches on these PLEs, give us some backstage stuff that's funny, or that
With some of the guys that are in catering that aren't doing anything.
You're obsessed with catering for some reason. I don't know.
It's just a buzzword that the internet likes to say.
Well, that's weird.
But that has been our recap of WrestleMania 42, Night 1 and Night 2. We hope you all enjoyed it. We had a great time covering it. We will be back with another weekly episode pretty soon. So we hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.